didn't understand why Ghana felt so peaceful until I heard one word used in a way that completely changed how I see human behavior. Not just when people are being nice, but even when they're upset. I've traveled to different parts of the world, but somehow Ghana felt different, and I couldn't explain it until I started hearing this one word over and over again. In some places, when people disagree, things escalate, voices rise, tension builds. But in Ghana, they use this word even when they're correcting you. And that's when it hit me. What if one simple word could quietly shape the behavior of an entire nation and explain why a place feels peaceful the moment you arrive? Stay with me, because what I discovered might completely change how you see communication. Welcome to my channel. I'm Angie Marie, and I turn real-life experiences into powerful life lessons. When I lived in Ghana, in the vibrant streets of Accra and beyond, I kept noticing something that at first felt small, almost easy to overlook. But the more I listened, the more it stood out, and eventually I realized I was witnessing something powerful. Ghana is bordered by Côte d'Ivoire to the west, Togo to the east, and Burkina Faso to the north, with the vast Atlantic Ocean to the south. And despite being surrounded by French-speaking colonies, Ghana's official language is English. Yet within that, you'll hear more than 80 local dialects, from Tree to Ga to Ewe, blending into a rich cultural symphony. But here's what shocked me. No matter the language, no matter the situation, there's a deep, almost instinctive respect built into how people speak to each other. And the secret? One word: please. In Tree, Mepa, please. Now you might be thinking, come on, we all say please. But this is different in Ghana. Please is not just a polite add-on. It is woven into the fabric of communication. You'll hear it when someone is asking for help, of course, but you'll also hear it in correction, in disagreement, even in frustration. I remember standing in a busy marketplace watching a heated exchange unfold, expecting it to escalate, but instead I heard something like, Mepa, please, you're not understanding, or even please, that is not correct. And it completely changed the tone. Imagine that, being corrected, even criticized, but still being respected in the process. That does something to a society. It lowers the temperature. It preserves dignity. It reminds people, even in tension, that they're still human, still worthy of respect. And over time, these small moments compound. They create an environment where aggression struggles to grow, where conflict is softened before it even has a chance to explode. This isn't to say Ghana is perfect. No place is, but there's a noticeable calm, a rhythm of interaction that feels different. And I believe this linguistic habit plays a role, because language is not just communication, it is culture in motion. The words we choose shape how we think, how we react, how we treat each other. If every request, every correction, every disagreement is filtered through a word that signals respect, what kind of society do you think that builds? Now compare that to environments where communication is often direct, sharp, sometimes even dismissive, where efficiency is valued over empathy, and you begin to see the contrast. In Ghana, visitors often remark on how welcome we feel, how people take the time to guide you, to explain, to help, and again, the word shows up. Please, Mepa. It's not forced, it's not artificial, it's natural, it's cultural, it's taught, it's modeled, repeated, and reinforced daily. And honestly, I don't think many Ghanaians are aware of this, but I noticed it as a visitor there. And here's the deeper lesson I walked away with. Peace is not always created by big policies or grand gestures. It's often built in the smallest, most consistent habits. A single word repeated millions of times across a nation can shape attitudes, soften interactions, and influence how people coexist. So when we ask, why does Ghana feel so peaceful? Maybe the answer isn't complicated at all. Maybe it's hidden in plain sight, in everyday conversations, in the way people choose to speak to each other. And it made me reflect, what if we were more intentional with our language? What if we chose respect even when it's inconvenient, even when emotions run high? Could one simple word begin to shift our environments too? That's the question I'm leaving you with. Because sometimes the most powerful transformation don't start with massive change. They start with something as small, as simple, and as overlooked as saying please. One thing I later realized is that the word I kept hearing, Mepa, is even deeper than I first understood. It doesn't just mean please. You see, depending on the context, it can soften a request, ease tension, and even carry the feeling of apology. It's a word that carries respect in every direction. Mepa also means I'm sorry. Amazing, isn't it? Imagine a culture where even correction and conflict are softened by language like that. What I found really fascinating is that in Ghana, someone can gently correct you even in disagreement and still begin with the word please. You might hear, please, I think that's not correct, Mepa. Or please, I don't think you're seeing it the right way. Even in tension, the tone stays calm and respectful. In some other places, disagreement can quickly feel sharp or confrontational, but in Ghana, even when someone is strongly correcting you, it often still begins with please, which completely softens the moment. So what stood out to me is that even when someone is correcting you firmly, the language stays respectful. Please becomes a way to hold disagreement without breaking dignity. In general, Ghanaians tend not to like disagreement. They don't like to argue. They tend to be conflict avoiders. They will avoid conflict. And that's one of the qualities of this amazing culture. People who love peace, people who stand by peace, peace-loving, peacemaking, peaceful kind of culture. That's Ghana. Friends, if you found this interesting, I've also shared other lessons learned while living abroad in other videos. So please check out my other videos such as this one. If this content is resonating with you, I ask you kindly to like this video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you have not yet done so, and please feel free to share it as you wish. Thank you so much for sharing this moment with me. This is Angie Marie, and we'll meet again in my next video.